96.7 KCAL rocks. It is that time on a Monday. You know, there's very few things that can make Monday better. I always say that. Monday Night Football is one of them that is coming up, thank God. The other one is morning sports with our guy, Pep. Pep, what's going on?
Well, we try, right? Everybody loves sports, and Monday mornings are rough for all of us, including us. And listen, if you're throwing money around like the Lakers are, you've got to win another NBA title. LeBron is coming back. Luka Doncic just signed a contract extension on Saturday. It's 3 years, $165 million. And Patrick, now the new, I'll call it a conspiracy theory for now because it's only a conspiracy theory until it comes true. But there's rumors that Nikola Jokic of the Nuggets is going to find his way next offseason to get into the purple and gold. I don't know if LeBron will still be a Laker at the time, but there's rumors of that now too, that they're going to pair him up with Luka Doncic, in the future. I don't know that that's going to happen, but if anyone's going to spend money, it's going to be the Lakers because they're all about the NBA championships. They're all about spending money. And I think, giving that extension to Luka on Saturday was, another, big move in terms of them trying to get back to the finals.
Yeah, of course, with LeBron, people were like, what is going on when the agent of Nikola Jokic puts out a picture of him on a boat with LeBron saying, things are happening, and it's like a picture of LeBron dancing or whatever. And so it does make you wonder. Either it's what you said, Nikola could make his way to the Lakers, which would be absolutely insane, right? That would be an absolutely crazy, powerful team for sure. Or was this a negotiating tactic before he signed with the Lakers? Why would he be negotiating? I don't know. It's just kind of a weird deal.
It is a weird deal. And here's the thing, too, like all these NBA stars, they're pretty chummy, right? They're pretty tight off the court. So who knows, man? They might be hanging out or talking. And
yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, it sure makes you scratch your head and be like, yeah, well, is Nikola Jokic actually going to be a Laker at some point? But I think it goes to prove that the Lakers are finally forward thinking, right? What is the team going to look like post LeBron? Because those days are probably closer than they are farther away at this point. And, who knows? This might be his last season in the NBA. Who knows? It could be his last season. So what are the Lakers going to look like? How are they going to stay relevant? How are they going to stay, in that NBA championship contention after LeBron? And Luka Doncic is going to be the guy, but who are they going to pair him with? Because Luka's not going to be enough by himself.
I actually think this may work out because LeBron does kind of understand, I think, how things work. Same thing with him going to Miami. Dwayne Wade was kind of the star, and he had to relinquish it to the young man. And look what happened. If LeBron can now be the Dwayne Wade in this situation and, actually give it to Luka, I could see this working.
No, I could see it working too. And here's the other thing I just thought of too. There's also a rumor floating around that LeBron might go to Dallas. Like he might want to go to pair up with Kyrie Irving again and try to win a championship with the Dallas Mavericks. I have no idea how true that might be, but that rumor was floating around too. So as the Lakers try to build this super team, maybe LeBron's trying to find his exit strategy as well. What if the Lakers aren't that good? And he's like, ooh, I really want to win one more NBA title. Where could I do that? Dallas is pretty good.
See, he likes that talk for sure. And that picture from Nikola's agent. And then also he shows up at the Laker workout or whatever, not wearing any Laker stuff for the first time ever. So he was trying to send, I don't know if I think these may be negotiating tactics. And he is coming back to the Lakers.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like that passive aggressive stuff. Like just sit down,
just hit me with it.
Get your feelings out. What do you need? What do you want? So what are you thinking? So anyways. Bottom of the story, they re-signed Luka, a 3-year contract extension over the weekend. We got to talk some NFL, though. We just had the Hall of Fame game. The Chargers hammering the Detroit Lions for what it's worth. And now the Chargers, they're going to get the Saints this upcoming weekend. And really, in that Hall of Fame game, if there was a standout player, it was Trey Lance. Quarterback Trey Lance actually looked pretty good for 3 quarters of play.
Isn't that funny? That was definitely the talk. Of course, a lot of people are like, whoa, he's playing against people that may not make the team. That's true. But he did show he can actually make those throws. And we've seen Harbaugh work with other quarterbacks and pump life into them. Remember, Colin Kaepernick was having a really tough time until Harbaugh installed a little confidence in him, and they went wild. Alex Smith did really well too, but that was the birth of a totally changed game. I think that's what led to Lamar Jackson and the quarterback who's a real threat.
Yeah, and we don't know a whole lot about Trey Lance, to be honest. Like, he hasn't played that much football. So I don't know. Not that he's going to be better than Justin Herbert, right? Justin Herbert is the star of the Chargers. He is their quarterback. But if we've learned anything in this league, Patrick, we've talked about it a lot here. You got to have a solid backup. If you want to be a playoff team, if you have Super Bowl aspirations, you've got to have a good, solid backup quarterback that you can plug in and feel like you can still win games.
Right, because he may have to step in
Yes.
and play it and get you a couple W's on the way to the big one, man. That's why I was kind of happy to see the Rams getting Stetson Bennett doing really well. And I was like, finally, what happened to him?
Yes.
He's coming back. That was kind of cool to see because I think McVay sees something in him.
I do too, and he's a proven winner. He's another guy, kind of the opposite of Trey Lance. Like with Stetson Bennett, he's played a lot. Like, he's a winner, national champion at Georgia, but can he do it at the NFL level? So kind of, similar but different storylines for that backup quarterback spot for the Rams and the Chargers. I did want to mention the Raiders real quick, but the Raiders are going to open the preseason up in Seattle on Thursday. So that marks the homecoming of your guy, Pete Carroll, going back up to the Pacific Northwest for preseason play.
And I imagine he's going to get a very big ovation. There is nothing but love as far as I know, especially with Pete Carroll. His money's no good in Seattle. I mean, to bring us a chip like he did was absolutely insane. I also was kind of laughing because in a preseason game, they're already showing Pete Carroll throwing a red flag and doing a little challenge or whatever. And I was like, that's compete.
Yeah, he wants to win, right? Like, you play to win the game. I know a lot of these guys are just out there trying to get reps or winning, win spots on the roster and all those sorts of things. Yeah. But you still want to win the game at the end of the day. And Pete Carroll certainly wants to do that, especially his first game as a Raiders head coach, even though it's preseason. But it's in Seattle, right? That would feel pretty good.
I think that's pretty cool.
All right, and finally, let's talk some baseball. We are all on Mike Trout watch. He's got over 1,000 RBI now in his career. He's sitting at 397 career home runs, so he's almost to that 400 mark in his career. So hopefully the Angels can stay relevant, make that, stay on the cusp of a playoff spot and make things interesting these last couple of weeks, because if they do, that probably means Mike Trout is having some big games to keep them in the hunt.
He is, and he is collecting those records. I was watching the game, of course, when he did it against my Seattle Mariners. He hit a Bo Jackson-like in the All-Star game in 89 or whatever, or 87, a Bo Jackson-like home run. I mean, he just hammered it into the grass field there in center field. And a lot of us have been to Angel Stadium. You know how far that is. I mean, it was a bomb.
Yes. Yeah, and I've mentioned this before, man. Listen, left-handed swings are just a piece of art. Ken Griffey Jr.'s swing, in my estimate, is the best of all time. But for a right-handed hitter, dude, Mike Trout has a good-looking swing. It is so fast and compact. It's almost... You could, he gets that bat through. It's so powerful. I don't want to nerd out here, but man, it is a great looking swing. And I'm actually talking about swings. Like, it's a great looking swing. So, Mike Trout, man, he's fun to watch.
Yeah.
And finally, we had the old Speedway Classic, Bristol Motor Speedway in Tennessee. It was the Braves beating the Reds 4-2. Your boy Eli White hitting 2 home runs in that game to power Atlanta to the win. But more importantly, in that game, over 91,000 Major League Baseball fans packed into the NASCAR track. That's a new Major League Baseball record. But Patrick, I was going to ask you, do you remember there was a preseason Major League Baseball game that actually has the attendance record, but it was preseason. It was exhibition. Wow. So it doesn't count as the official Major League Baseball record. That belongs to Bristol. But do you remember in 2008, the other exhibition game that had well over 100,000 people?
Was it a Japanese game?
No, you know what? I had to go back and look it up too, because the details were sketchy, but it was the Dodgers against the Red Sox at the LA Coliseum in 2008, and there was 115,000 people at the LA Coliseum for that one. It was like in late March, like right before the start of the regular season. So it's not official. Bristol has it, but there was 115,000 people at the LA Coliseum.
Dude, I mean, I would go. I love baseball, and I'm sure baseball is the one sport that hasn't gotten insanely unaffordable. It probably was a good deal.
Yeah, oh, yeah, especially exhibition preseason. Just to say you're at the Coliseum, the LA Coliseum, which used to host baseball games way back in the day, but to put over 100,000 people, man, that's crazy. But to get close to 100,000 at Bristol, that's crazy too.
Yeah, it is. And then we got, the game in the corn, the good old
Yes.
Field of Dreams game. Baseball's doing a lot of cool things, believe it or not. Just like our guys doing cool things. Sports with Pep. Pep, tell them how to get your stuff.
Hey, anytime. We're open 24/7 at Inland Sports on X, on Instagram, also on Facebook, also on YouTube. I know you're hanging out on YouTube anyways. Go find us. All you have to do is search Inland Sports.
Thanks, Pep.